Guys by the art, yeah. Okay, there we go. See? And then all you do is press the red button and it fades back up to black.
The tragic events of September 11th, a number of writers and columnists around the country began to question America's idolization of Hollywood's heroes, whom these critics now felt to be idols with clay feet. They were unable to prevent any real crisis like the one that befell our country that terrible day. Talk soon shifted to comic book superheroes and how they too were rendered meaningless because they weren't real. Even comic book artists and writers themselves were agreeing with these pundits. They were asking rhetorically, where are the superheroes when you need them? Another one wrote, on a small subconscious level, I damn them for not being real. It seemed to everyone that only real heroes, the police officers, the firefighters, the rescue workers who lost their lives trying to save others, only they mattered when it mattered most. Like the passengers of United Flight 93, who sacrificed their lives fighting their hijackers, saving who knows how many lives, had their plane hit its intended target. One night, about a month after the tragedies, I was working the way I usually work with the TV on in the background, and Dateline NBC came on, and they devoted an entire show to the story of the passengers of Flight 93. I really wasn't paying close attention, I was working, until I heard Amy Nackey, the wife of passenger Louis Nackey, tell Dateline how much Louis loves Superman. Why, he even had Superman's S-shield tattooed on his shoulder for years. I bolted upright when I heard this, because now I knew why it had bothered me so much when those writers claimed superheroes didn't really matter in real life. Where were the superheroes on September 11th, they asked? I'll tell you. Superman was on United Flight 93. I believe that Louis Nackey's love of Superman, emblemized by that tattoo on his shoulder, helped him garner the courage that it needed to confront that terribly hopeless situation, and then to respond heroically with his fellow passengers in those desperate moments when actions mattered most. Maybe my conviction is so strong because I know that many of those who face life and death every day, police officers and firefighters, became police officers and firefighters because of superheroes like Superman. Lucio Perez, a police officer in the Mission District of San Francisco, said upon receiving his 5th Officer of the Year award, I owe it all to growing up reading comic books and wanting to make a difference. You would be surprised at how many cops were former comic book readers. Tons of them. Comic books and Superman certainly made a real difference in my life for the better in so many ways. Through Superman, I developed a love for one of the greatest American art forms of the 20th century, comic book art. A love that has provided me with a career and a livelihood. And growing up, in addition to teaching me how to read with a vocabulary of words no other 7-year-old knew, like origin and invulnerable, Superman afforded me, in a more dynamic and accessible form than family or religion could ever really compete with, a specific morality from which to understand the difference between right and wrong and good and evil. And with that, the strength to act on those convictions. Perhaps on that summer morning, in the air above Pennsylvania, Superman gave Louis Nackey that strength. And in that way, Superman did become real. While planning this illustration of Louis's Superman for this exhibition, I happened to attend a comic book convention here in New York City, where I bought a few old issues of Superman comics. I was leafing through this issue from 1966 when I came upon the letters column And the last sentence of a particular letter seemed to leap off the page right into my heart. My heart that wants to believe that Superman inspired Louis Nackey to act superheroically on September 11th. A kid named Tony Papard from England ended his letter to the editor by writing, "Superman is not just a fictional that is good in America." Thank you.
This is the image. I'm not the image. Don't take any pictures. This is copywritten to DC Comics. If you reproduce this, you're in big trouble. Maybe this will become part of the family's collection. Thank you very much for being here this evening and for being part of this show. Congratulations. We're